Yes, Lamb Chop, that's true. Yes, that's the planet of Venus. That's right. Well, Venus is the planet about love. That makes us feel good, makes us look good. It's about connecting to people. That planet helps love communication. Yeah, just like you and Baba Rain. That's right. Venus is the planet. I bet if we did your chart, we'd see that the cross between you and Baba Rain happened when Venus came into both your charts. Yeah, it's not wonderful. Oh, hey, Tubies. It's Psychic Bob. Oh, it is so good to be with you. Well, welcome to Monday. I hope I'm broadcasting out there. Hold on, I got some interference here. Welcome to our show. It's Astrology Monday, and I'm here with Lamb Chop. He is looking at my shirt today. I'm wearing my planets. Isn't that cool? Because it's Astrology Monday. I got all the planets of the solar system on my shirt today. I am so glad you guys are here. Well, this is so good. Look, Lamb Chop, we got a lot of people here. There's Kimmy's here. There's Robert Stevens is here. Laura M is here. Yay, there's Baroness Kobob. She's our moderator tonight. What's a moderator? Well, she's got the blue wrench. And that means if anybody harasses anybody in chat, she'll chuck the wrench at them, get rid of them. And if you want to make donations tonight, that's always appreciated as well. We're going to do some astrology questions in a little while, so we'll get to that. But I'm so glad you're here. And there's Billy Mayers here. Yay. Hi, Billy. Welcome. He's got an account under his name. Isn't that wonderful? Yay. Welcome. There's Volcanic Ice. There's Lady Bree. There's Kate Pigeon. There's Courtney Hinchinson. Excuse me, I can't see you, Courtney. Tonight, I'm not doing psychic readings, Courtney. Tonight's just going to be astrology. But tomorrow, if you can be here, we can look into that about Marilyn Monroe, okay? For those of you who are new here, thank you for your question. And I'm glad you're here, and I hope you'll hang with us because I'm going to give horoscopes for all the zodiac signs tonight. There's Volcanic Ice. There's Laura M. There's Kimmy. Yay. Yeah, there's Joey is here. Gothic Madness. Yay. Robert Stevens is here. Gosh, everybody's joining us tonight. Isn't this fun? Well, I want to say thank you to all of you who've been contacting me, sending me letters and calling me. I had a very bad night last night, as many of you know, and I've been recovering today. I'm okay, but I've been very ill. I can't really discuss it. I'm okay. Let's just call it third-party interference, and we'll just leave it at that. Yeah, I'm doing much better, Laura. Thank you so much, Laura M says, well, I'm okay, yeah? Yeah, Lamb Chop stayed beside me last night, and Baroness Kolobobs, too. So thank you for your concern. I've had a bit of a rest today. It's my day off, and I haven't done as much as I would have liked to have, but that's all right. I've let my body recuperate. And, I wouldn't miss being here with you guys tonight, because it's Astrology Monday. And, people say to me sometimes, well, say goodbye. If it's Monday's your day off, then you shouldn't do a YouTube video, And I said, but you know what? For me, doing astrology is relaxing. It's fun. So that's why I like to do this. It's my way of having fun. So tonight, Monday night show is always kind of casual. I'm not real formal here. But Monday, we just kind of lay back and just be smooth and cool and just enjoy it, okay? Lamb Chop's here with me. What's that? Oh, he wants to drink some tea. I've been drinking some Earl Grey this afternoon. There you go. Yeah, you like that? Yeah, it's good, isn't it? All right. Well, I think you need to go over and sit down and watch the sunset, okay? Can you do that? Yeah, okay. There you go. Yeah, sit by the window there. Tell Baba Rain to come sit with you. Oh my gosh, guys, it is so good to be with you. Well, welcome. I have to tell you, my energy is a little strained tonight, so my voice is a little strained too. I have some injuries in the throat, but I'm okay. And I'm just glad you're here. And it's always fun to see what's going on in the stars. We're going to spin around our big zodiac wheel tonight. But before we get into that, I just got a few quick announcements. Lottie been saying you want to develop your psychic abilities. Well, you can do that this Saturday. We have a wonderful psychic development class coming. and we'd love to have you join us. It's going to be on Saturday, and we're going to talk about how to deliver spirit messages, how to receive them. I'm teaching you more techniques, how to raise your power, and how to, I got crumbs all over me. I was eating shortbread earlier. I got crumbs all over my shirt, and lint too. So we're going to work this Saturday on how to do messages, how to connect to that spiritual power. I'm going to teach you that, different energy centers you can work with and different techniques. So if you've been wanting to do that, we'd love to have you come out and join us. Thank you, Maribel. I'm doing better. Thank you so much. Hi, Simba. Good to see you. Hi, therapist. Thank you so much. I'm doing a little better. Thank you. There's volcanic ice. So, anyways, it's been a little crazy around here. But you know what? I took time today to sit down and work on the astrology. And that kind of made me feel better. It's one of these things. I always get fascinated by astrology. I like when I open that door to the other world. By the way, this Sunday is also, we're going to have, I forgot to tell you, is Psychic Bob's Inner Circle. That's right. So we're going to have our Inner Circle this weekend. And Baroness, what subject did we say we're doing for Inner Circle? I got a few things I'm looking at. I may have to wait till tomorrow. But if you are interested in being in this Sunday's Inner Circle, it's going to meet at 12 o'clock noon on Zoom. It's a private event. It's limited to only 10 chairs. So if you want to get in on this Saturday's Inner Circle, send me an email tonight and say, Psychic Bob, I want to be in on Sunday's event, and I'll reserve a spot for you. So let me know, or let Baroness Kolobobs know. You can write to me over at my website. There's a form at the bottom of every page. You can just type and say, and it'll make sure it'll give me your email, I think. And anyways, let me know if you want to be in, So anyways, maybe Cola will do it on some astrology this week, because a lot of people have been asking astrological stuff. It might be good to do a weekend of, astrology, prophetic astrology. I think that's what we're going to do on Sunday. How astrology shows us major trends that are coming. What do you think, Colo? Should we do an astrology thing? You're talking about focusing on sextiles. That might be good, actually, astrology. All right, well, I'll announce it formally tomorrow. But if you think you might be interested in either class, either the psychic development or the Inner Circle, let us know. We'd love to have you there, okay? Well, I'm glad you're here. Thank you for listening to those announcements. We are going to see what is in the stars for all of you this week, all right? Now, as we mentioned last week, some of you said you want to do the daily alignment forecast. There's two types of forecasts. One is the major transits of each day, and the other is the zodiac signs of each day. So each sign. And so a lot of you said you miss when I do individual horoscope signs. So we're going to do that again this week, because y'all loved it so much last week. So I'm going to go through all 12 zodiac signs. So everybody here tonight, you get a little reading for this week, and I'd encourage you to take notes, because we cover a lot of stuff here, and you can share it with your friends who might have missed this, So we're going to spin around our zodiac wheel. Now, just so you can see back here on the wall is my big zodiac wheel. And there are 12 different zodiac signs. And when we talk about horoscopes, we're talking about the reading for each of these signs for the week. And so if you don't know what your horoscope sign is, just listen up, okay? Because I will give the birth dates, okay? Now, if you're, some people listen each week and they said, wait a second, Bob, the other astrology said that I was a Pisces because it went till March 21st. But your horoscope said I'm an Aries starting on March 21st. What does that mean? That means you're on the cusp. It means you're born on a day that's right on the line between two signs. And every year, depending on the alignment of the planets and the sun, that day will move back and forward, either a day ahead or a day behind. So it shifts a little bit. So you'll have to get an actual ephemeris to know the exact sign you are. But when you're on the cusp, I always say listen to both horoscopes and you'll figure out which one might apply to you more. And if both of them do, that means you're pretty close to drawing power from both. So don't let that stress you out, because I get panic letters saying, oh my God, all my life I thought I was a Pisces. Now you said I'm an Aries. I don't know what to do. And I said, no, just don't make it a stressor. It doesn't have to be a stressor in your life. If you feel like you're a Pisces, you're probably a Pisces. If you feel like you're an Aries, you'll know you're an Aries. So, listen to it and don't take everything in hard fact and concrete stone. Well, Bob said I can't be a Pisces because it's on March 21st and that's Aries. You might be a Pisces depending on the year you were born, because as I said, it moves back and forth a little bit. So, anyways, if you're a cusp baby, just chill and enjoy both signs, okay? Now, I also get another question all the time. Every week, people write me after this show and they say, well, Bob, I really feel connected to my moon sign. If I listen to your horoscope for the moon sign, is that relevant to me as well? And absolutely, yes. So like if you're an Aries sun sign, but you're a Leo moon sign, you can listen to the Leo forecast also for yourself. So these horoscopes, the way I put them together, it allows you to look at it kind of from both perspectives. So if you know your moon sign, you can listen to that as well and count that for your horoscope also. Okay, so I hope that answers that for you, Well, good. Well, let's spin around our wheel and see what's going on, shall we? All right, so we're going to start at the top of the wheel, which is Aries. And Aries always starts it off. March 21st through April 19th, okay? All right, now Aries, right now you've got your ruling planet Mars doing a lot of action in the fourth house. And what you want to go back to, this is a time, this week, Aries, you really want to focus on going back to what formed you. How did you come to be who you are? What are your foundations? This is going to be for Aries a week of introspection, which is kind of interesting because usually Aries are out in the world. They don't spend a lot of time in deep meditation. But this week, Aries, you're being called to slow down, look at your foundation, look at who you are, look where you come from. Look at what opportunities for partnerships are around you, whether personal friendships and or business relationships. But knowing who you are and where you've come from and taking that into this upcoming week, that is the key right now for Aries to have success. So Aries, though normally you're a fast-moving sign out in the world, this week you might want to pull back just a little bit. Spend some reflection. Think about your early years when you first started out in life, or think about your childhood, who your parents were. You may find, even if you're an Aries, you're not even planning to think about those things, but somehow thoughts keep coming up this week. And that's that action of the fourth house that is influencing you this week. With Mars, your ruling planet, in the fourth house, that's bringing all of that in this week for you. So it's really about partnerships, knowing who you are and how you relate to people. So go back to the past, reflect on it, draw power from it. Now, if you're one of these people, because I know I'll get a letter, somebody said, well, you told me go back to the past, and my past was traumatic. Even the bad things, we learn something from. So if you say, I don't want to go back to the past, I'm not saying you have to stay there, but I just want you to kind of go back and think about where you've come from. How has it changed you? How does that make you better? And bring that empathic ability, that sensitivity, that connectivity into your day. And you're going to have more power this week. So Aries, that is your key to success. And I just want to put that out there for you, okay? All right, there you go. There's our horoscope for Aries. By the way, this forecast is for Monday, June the 20th through Sunday, June the 26th. So the 20th through the 26th of June 2022. All right, there we go. All right, Taurus. Taurus is April 20th through May 20th. All right, Taurus. This week, Taurus, you really want to focus on inner freedom and outer freedom. You want to let go of those things that have been binding you. Venus is your ruling planet, and that's really having a lot of impact on you emotionally this week. And Taurus, you're going to really say, like for you, Taurus, is a lot of stuff, kind of like the Aries a little bit, will start to come up from the past. You're going to say, you know what? I don't know if I feel in connection with that work anymore. Maybe this week, Taurus, you want to look at your life from what is working in my life, what is not working in my life, and let go. There's a lot of energy around Tauruses for finding freedom and letting go of that which is binding you. So if you're a Taurus and you're saying, you know what, I don't feel connected to that marriage anymore. I don't feel connected to that job anymore. I don't feel connected to this house and this property and this life. Taurus, you're at a crossroads where this week you get to evaluate that. And I would encourage you to really, like the Aries, slow down and let that power come up, because Taurus is at a crossroads right now for transition. And I think that if you focus on letting go of the past, it may not even be material stuff. It might just be letting go of an opinion that you held that was so rigid. It might be letting go of a piece of clothing in your wardrobe, that you bought something and you think, I don't know why I bought that. I'll never wear it, but you don't get rid of it and it just takes up space. That also is included in this for Taurus. So Taurus is about freedom, finding freedom from letting go all that is binding you. All right? You with me, Taurus? All right. Work on that this week. This is your focus. All right. Our next sign on our zodiac wheel is Gemini, May 21st through June 20th. All right, Gemini. Ooh, you're the natural communicators of the zodiac. And you're a lot of flirts. A lot of Geminis love to flirt. Well, this week you get to flirt a little bit because love is showing up on the chart for Gemini this week. There's a lot of alignments here that are pushing relationship issues. So if you're a Gemini and you've been feeling like you want to move into a relationship or revisit love issues, this week you want to do that. It also shows around Geminis that they're holding on to some fear. And so Gemini, you want to kind of confront your fears of relationships. If you're said, I'm scared of commitment, I'm scared to ask that person out. This week, Gemini, you have a lot of power to step into your light. And Gemini will find that if they just let themselves, let go of that fear, they can move forward in love. So if you're a Gemini and you're on the fence with love right now, you want to work that. You've got Mercury right now in your sign, which is your power planet. And so you want to take advantage of that communication power. Plus, Mercury has gone direct. It's no longer retrograde. So Geminis, dare to speak your truth. Dare to be in the world. Dare to put your heart out there. And if you do that, you're going to see improvement in your personal relationships, and particularly in your romantic relationships, So I think that is wonderful. All right. So this week's about healing your inner light, opening to love, and putting yourself out there to heal relationships or start and form new relationships. Okay, there we go. Laura M said that's true. I have a lot of fear. All right, Laura, this week the planetary alignments are really pushing you to just challenge yourself. Speak your truth, share it. If you can't speak it, maybe write it down. But that's something you Geminis really have a lot of power for. So love is in the air. It is love week for the Geminis. Woo! And if you're somebody who's not a Gemini and you got your eye on a Gemini, it might be a good week just to chat them up a little bit, have a little flirtation. Because Geminis love to flirt. They do. They're one of the most flirtatious signs of the zodiac. All right, so there you go. Gemini is all about love, letting go of fear, loving yourself, and knowing that, remember, Gemini, the cosmos is our friend. Draw from its power. That's the real secret of astrology, not just for Geminis, but for everybody. We have power in the zodiac if we'll take it, you see, you know. Well, there you go. All right, now let's move over to Cancer. We're going to spin around that wheel. Some of y'all say, Bob, you act crazy. No wonder I'm crazy. I'm spinning around that big cosmic wheel all day. Gets my head in a spin. All right, our next sign after Gemini is Cancer, and that's June 21st through July 22nd. All right. This week, Cancer, your ruling planet, the moon, is opening up psychic power for you. This week, you need to really pay attention to your dreams and your psychic intuitions. Cancers are going to find that knowledge comes to them so easily. It's like you just say, okay, universe, what do I need to know? And it just drops into your head. Some of you Cancers will say, well, I don't think I'm psychic, but the Cancer is one of the most psychic signs of the zodiac. And this week, the alignments really push that power. There's a lot of lunar energy right now that's active, that's pushing you out into really being engaged with that inner world, that psychic self. Cancers, you do very well this week to start a dream journal, because I feel like with Cancers right now, from what I'm seeing, it really looks like the universe is just pouring knowledge into you. And you are the channels of this week. I've always said Cancers are psychic, but this week they're like psychic on steroids. So if you're a Cancer, be open to that. Journaling is a wonderful way for Cancers this week to absorb that energy, to process it. Because sometimes when we wake up, and I know you've had this happen, Cancers, where it's like all this dream information. It's like, oh my God, I'm like overwhelmed. I remember I was here and I was there and I heard people talking, and you know how dreams get, right? Well, just start writing it in. Keep a journal. And that way, after you get up and get into your day, you can go back and read what you wrote when you first woke up. And you'll be like, oh my God, now I get it. So there's so much energy available for Cancers this week. So that lunar power is your ruling planet's really working in your favor right now. So pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to the psychic knowing. All right. You're our channels this week. If you have any friends, any of y'all watching that are in Cancer, you got a Cancer friend, go hit them up for some knowledge. They'll probably tell you about something they dreamt about you. All right. Cancers, call on the power, embrace it, and run with it. You're the channels of the zodiac this week. There you go. All right. Our next sign is Leo, July 23rd through August 22nd. Leo, this is the week where you want to kind of just break the barriers. You may have found lately, Leo, that you're kind of in a pattern where it's same old, same old. And Leos this week need to step out of the box, break down the walls of those boxes that bind you, and get a new view. Step back and see the bigger picture. There's a lot of power that's going to make you feel restless this week, Leo. And what you want to do with that restless energy is literally take it back and see the bigger picture. This will be a very good week for Leos to go out, walk literally under the skies, look at the sky, see the bigger cosmos, look at the stars, watch the sunrise, watch the moon. Leo, you need to grasp a picture outside of the way you have been perceiving things. And I think that if you can do that, then you will have success. At least that's what the stars are showing me. So your energy right now is about larger pictures, bigger views, breaking down limitations. Leo, you may find this week that you get a little stuck, in the sense that you're like, well, I've always done this certain task a certain way. I've always held this certain view about things. This week, Leo, risk looking at a different perspective, So like, for example, maybe you've always been a Democrat. And you've always said, I follow the Democratic Party. Now, I'm not being political. This is just an example. I've always followed the Democratic Party. I always believe this way about every policy. Well, maybe, Leo, just put yourself in the shoes of the other party and say, what's a Republican feeling? You know, I'm not saying you have to do this politically. It's just an example. But it's like such a different way of seeing things. And if Leo can bridge that gap of the distance between different views, then you have success. So that is your power, Leo. And what do we always say here? Name it and claim it. Woo, glorify. All right, Leo, there you go. Get a new view. All right, get a new view. There you go. All right, our next sign on our wheel is Virgo, and that's August 23rd through September 20. Virgo, August 23rd through September 22nd. Okay, August 23rd through September 22nd, Virgo. All right, Virgos. You know, this week, Virgo, it's all about work. Doesn't mean you won't have a social life, but you're going to find that you're at a crossroads. A lot of you Virgos right now, it's career change time. A lot of you are going to find this week that you're looking at other options. Gee, maybe I want a job with more money. Or maybe I want a job that really fulfills me more. Gee, maybe I have talents that I really would like to use that I'm not using. Virgo, you don't have to go quit your job this week, but I would encourage Virgos to really look at things from the place of, am I satisfied? Am I content? What can I do to change it? There's a lot of energy this week with your ruling planet Mercury pushing changes. So whether that's having a discussion with your boss, about, getting a promotion, having a restructuring of your job, all of that's coming up for Virgos, okay? So this is kind of a time where you want to think about career change and letting go of work environments or career paths that no longer nurture you. You know, Virgo is an interesting sign. I call it the mother of the zodiac. Virgo is the great mother goddess, always nurturing. Virgos are great at nurturing everybody else. But many times Virgos don't nurture themselves. And so Virgos, this week I ask you and invite you to give yourself some nurturing. And that means like wherever you are in your work or career that you feel unhappy, spend some time asking the cosmos to help you to heal, to help you to have better alignment there. And if you can do that, Virgo, you're going to really find that you're ready for change. And the universe, the cosmos, the spinning wheel of the zodiac will help you to do that. Okay? God bless you, Virgos. All right. You got it, Virgo? You with me? All right. If I'm confusing anybody, let me know. All right. All right. Our next sign on our wheel, Libra. Libra is Latin for the scales. Let's see. We got Libra back here. There's Libra on my tapestry, but it's back in the corner. There's our scale. I don't think you guys can see it clearly. But up here are our scales of Libra, but they're folded up. I can't get it out. Anyways, that's Libra on the wheel. Okay. Libra is September 23rd through October 22nd. Libra, you are normally the sign of the zodiac that is the peacekeeper, that is the friend to everybody. I always say Libras are the friends of the world. But this week, Libra, you may feel that you need some recuperation. Honor that energy. Right now, Libra, you need to focus on healing yourself physically and emotionally. This is a time for retreat for Libra. Venus, your ruling planet, is calling you to quiet. It is calling you to self-love. Venus energy tends to make Libras love everybody, but Libras sometimes forget to love themselves. They're a little bit like the Virgos in that way. So Libra, this week, really, if you can, and I know people say, well, Bob, I got to work. I can't take time off. Find some way every day, Libra, to give yourself self-nurturing, self-nourishment. Okay? Because that is essential for you to continue in your role as the peacekeeper, the friend, the negotiator, the welcomer. You've got to be strong within yourself to do your role. Libras have a very strong power to unify people. But when they're not unified within and at rest and peace, they're ineffective in the world. And Libra, you don't want to be ineffective or unhappy. So Libra, this week for you, it's really all about having as much quiet time as you can, exploring your inner space, releasing fear and anxiety, and coming back into balance. Some of you Libras may find that this week that balancing yourself physically is important. Maybe revisiting a diet that you were working on. Maybe revisiting a health regimen. Maybe like doing something as picking up yoga or meditation or something that gives you balance to the body, the mind, and the spirit. And for Libras, I must emphasize that the energy this week really is about body, mind, and spirit. So look through that paradigm of the sacred trinity of self and find the trinity in balance, body, mind, and spirit. If you're a Libra and you can take a vacation, you can take a personal day, that would be wonderful. But if you can't, make sure after work to give yourself a little treat every day. Maybe go have a massage. Maybe buy your favorite bubble bath and take a lovely bath in the evening. That is what Libra needs to do to come back to healing, come back to balance. There's a therapist. She says, this is exactly what I need. All right, therapist, this is what you need. Go think in terms of the trinity of the self, mind, body, and spirit. Therapist says, or get a Big Mac, LOL. Hey, if that works for you, do it, right? You get some indulgence this week, Libra. Therapist, I think you should give yourself a little indulgence. You know. Hi, Ron, Rose Twilight. Rose, remind me to ask that question when I get to questions. I'll answer that in just a little while, okay? All right, Libra, you with me? Body, mind, and spirit. Balance, healing, self-love. That's your key. All right, and spin around our wheel. Our next sign is Scorpio, and Scorpio is October 23rd through November 21st. You know, Scorpio, this week for you, it's really about exploration. Exploration on two fronts, really, for Scorpio. Scorpio, you're going to feel the pull of the mystic, the pull of spirituality, the pull of the occult, mysteries such as magic, spiritualism, witchcraft, all these fascinating things. Astrology, that's mystical. So Scorpio, this week, you want to explore the occult. The other vein of energy that is traveling with Scorpio is also building new friendships around these interests. So it's a very good week for Scorpio to reach out to maybe friends that they think, oh, you know, I knew my friend Tom, he's into astrology. Why don't you go pay Tom a visit and sit and learn what he might share with you about astrology? you know. Explore your mysteries that you've always wondered about. Maybe you thought, gee, I've never really explored spiritualism. Well, maybe you can find, Scorpio, a spiritualist church or a seance group to attend. Not only will you learn about the occult mysteries that your soul is seeking, you will form friendships in the process. Scorpio will find that it's very easy to absorb mystical knowledge as well as draw to themselves people who have knowledge and interests in this very same subject. You see? There's Devilish. I think she must be Scorpio. Says, true, I'm feeling very spiritual this week. LOL. Well, there you go, Devilish. So why don't you explore that? Think about what you've done with that spiritual knowledge. You know, maybe you want to go to a mystic Hindu temple and learn sacred mantras from the priests. That would be mystical and occultish and powerful. You see, all of these opportunities, Scorpio must and should avail themselves of this week. Maybe you're a Scorpio and you said, I really wish I could open my psychic power. Why don't you come to Psychic Bob's psychic class this Saturday? That's one way you could explore it. And you'd meet friends and open your channeling process in the same time. Do you see what I'm saying? Oh, there's Devilish that says, oh my God, yes, I'm a Hindu. Well, there you go, Devilish. Huh? Learn some mantras. Learn some yoga. Find out about an ancient god that you never connected with, Devilish. All of these things you're getting power from the stars and the planets for right now. So be open to learning the secret mysteries of the cosmos and forming friendships. There you go. That's Scorpio's horoscope for this week. All right, our next sign is Sagittarius, November 22nd through December 21st. All right, Sagittarius, this week, be ready. It's a little bit of a whirlwind week for Sagittarius. There's a lot of energy here among your planet, your ruling planet, Jupiter, which is really pushing rapid career change. Now, if you're a Sagittarius and you say, I've been in a holding pattern in my money and job for the last few months, this week, all of that gets pushed ahead. So it's a good time for you, Sagittarius, to really check your resumes, make sure they're up to date. Okay? Devilish says she's Sagittarius sun. All right, listen, this is for you, Devilish. Okay? Get those resumes ready. Be open to change. Sagittarius may find, because of the alignments, that things change actually way quicker than they were expecting. If you're in a company and they're saying something like, well, we may do a merger with another company, it could be staff changes, be ready. It may start this week. So get your resumes ready. Now, I'm not prophesying. Let me just clarify. I'm not prophesying all Sagittarius are in trouble, going to lose their jobs and be on the street. That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying you have an opportunity, according to astrology, to really push forward to achieve success. So if you're a Sag and you're dissatisfied with your work, this is a great time to start putting out resumes and doing interviews. This week really kicks that off. You've got Jupiter really pushing this week. And Jupiter's always about success and prosperity. So this is actually good change, even though change might feel a little scary. And for you Sagittarius, you might go in tomorrow to your job and they say, we're reassigning you to a new position. And you're like, I didn't even know about it. It could happen very quickly from what I can see here. But roll with it and be open to the change. Don't say, well, I'm not taking that job. I didn't ask to be transferred, and walk out, because Jupiter is ruling this, which means you might not only get more money, you might get a higher position and more prestige. So the changes, though they look a little abrupt around Sagittarius, I really think it's going to be actually very positive. Okay. So be open to that, Sag. It's all about advancement, career change, moving forward. kind of at a fast speed, but that's okay. Sag, you're a fire sign. You're used to moving fast, and you will rock it. So don't be afraid. I hope that helps. God bless you all. I know that's a little stressful sounding, but it will be fine. All right, Capricorn, December 22nd through January 19th. We got some Capricorns in the house. I think Baroness might be one. All right, this is December 22nd through January 19th. Capricorns, this week, it's about starting to feel footloose and fancy free. You want to be open to sudden changes. Like the Sagittarius, there's a lot of pickup and energy for change around Capricorns this week. The change shows that Capricorn wants to focus, though, not so much on the career, but on self-nourishment. Be open this week to discovering opportunities for travel that suddenly arise or hobbies. For example, if you're a Capricorn and you say, gee, I've always wanted to get into, going boating. Well, this week, Capricorn, you might be walking by a boat shop and suddenly they have an 80% off on your favorite boat. And guess what? You're going out with a new boat to start your boating hobby. This week for Capricorns, be open to sudden blessings, sudden doors opening that allow you to explore that which is enjoyable. Hobbies, playing, travel. I had one Capricorn client a few years ago, and he told me he was into paintball. Do you know what that is? When people, it's not my sport, but some people like it. Well, if you're a Capricorn, you're into paintball, and you've not done it for a while, you want to revisit it. Go and see if there's a new paintball park near you. You may suddenly discover that the paintball park that closed 3 years ago is now reopened under new management. So this week, Capricorn, it's about finding your hobby that brings you joy and relaxation and being open to seeing the world, the larger world. Travel, be open to world travel, be open to local travel even. Maybe you're a Capricorn and you're sitting around and you're saying, I never went down to see that historic church that was built in 1800. Well, why don't you take a stroll down the street, Capricorn, and have a little adventure? I guess that's the word I want to put around Capricorns this week is be open to adventure, fun adventure. There's nothing in the chart that says this is scary or stressful. This is all about fun adventure. And I think that's the best way to say it for Capricorns this week. It's all about fun adventure. If you're a Capricorn, you're thinking, gee, I really used to love playing guitar and I haven't done that in years. Why don't you go in your closet, find that guitar, dust it off, and start strumming it. It'll bring you a lot of joy. There's so much for you Capricorns to delve into, to explore, and have fun with. So your words for this week are focused on fun adventure. Adventures that are fun, Volcanic Ice says, I don't live near the sea and I can't use a boat. You don't have to do that. If you're into stamp collecting, bring up your stamp collection. Get out your album. It doesn't matter what it is, but it's important that Capricorns this week find some fun, some hobbies, some adventure to explore. All right, there you go, Capricorn. You got it? All right. Write it down, remember it, and explore that this way. It's going to bring you a lot of success. All right, and now we spin around to my next favorite sign, Aquarius. And there's our Aquarius, our water pitcher, flowing water. I guess I'm a little biased because I'm an Aquarius. So it's probably a bit of a conflict of interest for me to do my own horoscope, but we'll give it a go anyways. All right, Aquarius is January 20th through February the 18th. Aquarius, this week for you, it may be a little bit of a dramatic week, I have to be honest. The alignments around our sign says be open to sudden changes, and it may feel shocking, but it leads to new beginnings. So Aquarius, this week for you may show abrupt changes. You could have a friendship in, you could have a job in, you could have suddenly a new opportunity present itself. It's not always about endings. Sometimes it's new beginnings, because it says that, whatever sudden changes occur, they open up pathways to new beginning. So if you're an Aquarius this week, and you're like, oh my God, I'm scared. What's the week old? It will be, things are kind of abrupt. Things are going to move fast for Aquarius. If you've been in a holding pattern, Aquarius, this week says when you go into that energy, boom, things happen quickly. So whatever you're waiting, whether you're looking for a new job, whether you're waiting for a loan application approval, whether you're, trying to buy a house, get a new car, whatever it is, be open to sudden changes. You might have gone and tried to buy a house last year, only to be told, I'm sorry, you don't qualify, Aquarius. You're not financially up to snuff. You know how mortgage people can be. Revisit it. Suddenly you might walk in and thinking you're just going to go and explore getting a mortgage, and suddenly you get instantly approved in 5 minutes. That's sort of abrupt change. You were saying, well, I was just going to stop by the bank. I didn't really plan to commit to a mortgage, but suddenly you got it. That energy is what's working for Aquarius this week. So put yourself out there, try some new things, and watch what happens. Things will flow very quickly for Aquarius. Okay? So there you go, Aquarius. Sudden change, but leads, and it may feel shocking. Now, that's the part, there was a lot of Uranian energy that was kind of disruptive. So Aquarius, you might get a little overwhelmed at first, but just roll with it. And it's going to ultimately put you in a much better place. So I'm very excited about this for you Aquarians and for myself. All right, there you go, Aquarius. Anybody got any questions so far? Are you with me? Okay, we got Pisces to do. Pisces, let's spin on over to you. February 19th through March the 20th. All right, Pisces, hold on. I can't see my notes here. There it is. Yeah, Pisces, this week for you may be a little chaotic, particularly in work environments. This is where Pisces, you're going to, and I have to really emphasize this, you must draw on your psychic gifts. Now, if you're a Pisces saying, well, I'm not psychic, Bob, what am I going to do this week? Listen, you have it. Every Pisces is psychic. Pisces and Cancer are probably the two most psychic signs of the zodiac, along with Aquarius, but then I'm biased. But Pisces, this week, it shows some challenges in a work environment. You may have a very difficult boss or be thrown in an impossible task that you just feel you can't handle. The secret to coming through this week for you, Pisces, is you've got to draw on psychic power. If you approach it through your intellectual mind, you're going to be overwhelmed. So what do? You open the channel. And that means working with that crown chakra. Open that crown chakra. And then the power will flow. And you're like, you know what? I can deal with this. I know what to do. Not only will you survive the week and not lose your work, you will actually end up turning this into a trophy for yourself. Your boss will go, oh my God, how'd they pull it off? I was worried even if they could do it. But see, I also think that a lot of you Pisces are going to have encounters, at least in the work area, with people that are, how do I say it, having a lot of confidence in you, more than you have for yourself. So Pisces, if you're feeling, I don't know if I'm up to these challenges this week, remember that your power is psychic this week. And if you use that, you're going to do it. You see? All right. So Pisces, it's all about intuitiveness, psychic skills, channeling, working with the crown chakra. That's what you must remember. So if you're a Pisces and you're saying, Bob, I'm scared. Now you got me scared. No. I'm preparing you. Horoscope is not to terrify you and to say you're locked into a fate you can't escape. But more often than not, the patterns that show do manifest. Now, if you're a Pisces and you float the week and nothing happens, well, consider yourself lucky. But I'd still work on that psychic, intuitive gifts, So I want you to really stop and think about that, Pisces. You have a great opportunity to show your power to shine. And sometimes, especially the most psychic of people forget to be psychic. I myself forget. I'm an professional psychic. And sometimes Baroness Kolobobs has to say to me, well, gee, didn't you tune in with your guides? And I'm like, you know what? Duh, I need to do that. I need to settle down and tune in. So Pisces, that's what you got to do. You got to work to this week. It's crown chakra work. The power will channel through you, but you got to use it. So don't be afraid. When I give you a scary horoscope and I talk about these upheavals, that means you're forewarned. And they say forewarned is forearmed. You don't have to go into work and be blindsided. You go in and say, I've got the power of the spirit. I got the cosmos back me. The zodiac is my friend. The stars are my allies. And then you rock it. So Pisces, that is your secret. Crown chakra opening will bring you blessings. All right. Well, there we go, guys. We spun around all 12 of our signs. Did you guys enjoy that? I thought if you want, I'll take a few minutes and answer some psychic, or not. I'm not doing psychic questions, astrology questions. There's Devilish says, awesome reading today, Bobs and Cole. I really like and enjoy this one. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you're enjoying this. Billy Meyer has a question, says, Bob, what happens when fire signs join forces? Well, Bill, that's a good question. And there's two answers to that. One, they inspire each other to greatness. They can really help stimulate each other. The other side, the downside of it, is they can burn each other out to where they destroy each other. Fire signs are very volatile. It's a powerful thing, but it's also very dangerous in some ways. And like the element, people that are fire signs, when they clash, it can be World War III. Or when they help each other, it can be opening the very door to the highest spirit realms. So it's one extreme or the other. And fire signs have to respect each other. If you're a fire sign, you're working with the fire sign in love or romance or business, try to approach them in a gentle way and check with them, get feedback, because one of the challenges as a fire is you just want to burn through like a torch, like a blowtorch, and you can't do that, or you can burn the other people. So you want to kind of approach each other from a gentle way, and so you don't burn each other out, but you open enough power between you to stimulate. I hope that answers that. There's Rose Twilight. Hi, Rose Twilight. Rose Twilight says, hold on a second, Rose, I just lost. Very informative. Thank you, Bob. Thank you. I'm glad you're here. Here's Robert Stevens. Robert Stevens says, what was this about Leo supporting other teams? I was away from the keyboard when you read for Leo. Well, you'll have to go back and watch it, Robert. I didn't talk about teams. What I said is you need to step back and see a bigger picture. It's about breaking out of old, long-held patterns and, seeing the bigger picture. You'll have to go back and watch it, okay? Thank you so much. There's Volcanic Ice. Volcanic Ice says, yeah, Bob, it was a belly laugh. I put my sun, moon, rising, and Venus together and made for a very interesting reading. Loved it. Ah, very cool. Yeah, so you looked at your rising sign, your moon sign, sun sign. Wonderful. There you go. Very good. There's Rose Twilight. Hi, Rose. Rose says, I have a question. Are there any specific indications of being psychic in a natal chart with planets and signs? Yes, that's a good question. Yes, there are. A lot of it deals with the various houses, like the 12th house oftentimes indicates it. Also I forget which other house I'm blanking right now. But in terms of planets, definitely strong Neptune, the planet Neptune in certain alignments and placements definitely indicates it. I did a reading, an astrology chart for somebody a few months ago, and they were a Pisces, and they had Neptune predominantly placed in the areas of their chart that double stimulate their psychic stuff. So Neptune, water energy, a lot of water planets located around Neptune. There are many ways to look at it. So there's not just one way. But yes, there are a number of signs. Neptune's placement has a big part in understanding psychic stuff as well, and the type of sign you are, you know. Air signs tend to be very psychic as well as water signs. The fire signs and earth signs can be psychic as well. I mean, really, all of them are psychic to some degree, but I find it stronger among water signs and air signs, because they just have the flow of the power, the elemental energy of those signs really helps them with that. So I can't give you exact examples. I'd have to look at a chart, but yes. Okay, I hope that answers your question. All right. Lady Bree says, found a really convincing article recently that talks about Christ being a Virgo born in 7 BC. They mention certain alignments that correspond with what was written in the Bible and his personality. Oh, I absolutely believe that. I do believe that was accurate about him being born under the sign of Virgo. Some people said he was born under the sign of Pisces. I think that there's definitely a lot of Piscean influence in him, and he was born in the age of Pisces. And we're now switching over the age of Aquarius, but it is fascinating. A lot of people have a lot of thoughts about the astrology around the Christ. Nobody actually knows his actual birth, though, to the exact degree and time. So it's hard to say, but I think that looking at the astrology and his personality and the things he said, we can surmise some information from the Zodiac about that. Very fascinating. I'd love to see that article. You can send it on to me if you still have it. Okay. There we go. Rose Twilight says, Lady Bree, that's interesting. Once I heard Christ was a Pisces. Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard either Pisces or Virgo. Very interesting, isn't it? It's so fascinating. Billy Meyer has a question. It says, Bob, do planets have lifespans? Yes, everything in the cosmos has a beginning and an end. So all the planets that we see and know will eventually dissolve. In the Hindu religion, they say at the end of the time that the universe goes through cycles of creation and destruction. And at the end of a cycle, the universe is absorbed back into God. The divine takes all, and then from it emerges a new cosmos. So yes, all that we know will eventually be assumed back into divinity, and then the cycle starts over again. So yes, they do have a lifespan. Now that lifespan can be billions and billions of years, but they do eventually have an end. Yes. You know. There's Rose Twilight. You have good questions, Rose. Rose says, thank you, Bob. You're welcome. I like your questions. Do you think being a specific sign could influence your natural gifts, like being an air sign could be clairaudient and a water sign may be clairsentient? You know what? I actually have thought about that, and I really do think there is some link there because, when I started out as a psychic, I predominantly was trained in clairvoyance. I was actually trained in the spiritual church. But as I evolved, my gifts shifted to be more clairaudient. Now I tend to hear the spirits. So I do think that's interesting. And I do think there's a connection. I wondered about that, looked at that. So yeah, I do think that it can be a factor. I don't think it's the only factor, but I think it definitely can be a plus positive if you want to develop those certain skills. So yes, I think you're right. Good question. All right. Thank you, Barris. Barris is putting this up for psychic development classes and inner circle. Our private 1-hour readings or compact voice readings. Go to PsychicBob.com or call 703-825-3929. That's my phone number. She's put it in chat. So please contact me, you know. Well, this is great. Well, listen, guys, I'm gonna have to wrap it up. Even though it's my day off, I have an emergency reading I have to do tonight. So I've got to get set up for that. Yes, thank you, Volcanic Ice. Astrology compact voice readings are available from PsychicBob. My astrology compact reading is, you can buy that at my website. Just buy the compact voice reading. It's $80. But send me a note saying that you want the astrology reading. There's two types of readings. One is compact voice, where I answer psychic questions. And the other one is compact voice astrology. I don't have them both listed on my site, but they're the same price. So just buy the compact voice reading and then tell me which one you want. The compact astrology reading is what I do is I will pull up your chart and then I will do an audio file of me analyzing your chart. Like we talked tonight, I'll say, you've got Venus in the 7th house and it means this and this, or you've got, Sagittarius, or you've got, Saturn and Sagittarius, and I'll discuss the major transits, the planets, the alignments, and I'll tell you about your sun sign, your rising sign, your moon sign, and the major alignments, as well as your north nodes, your south nodes. So I cover a lot. Now, to be honest, I'm not going to cover every single aspect of your chart because it's a short reading. It's only $80. It's about a half hour, but it'll be an audio file for, me literally going through, discussing your alignments and speaking to them. So if you're interested in that, let me know. And I would love to do your chart for you. Okay. So you can buy that over at my website. Some of you bought those recently, and I've been working on them, and thank you for your recent purchases. So it'll be interesting to see as I'm working. I've got a kind of a backlog. I'm working all week on readings and charts, so it's a busy week. But I'm glad to be here with you, and it's so much fun. So I really hope you've had fun tonight and enjoy this. It looks like you have from your wonderful questions and comments. So we always have the best. You're welcome, Kimmy. You're welcome, Volcanic Ice. Thank you so much for being here. Baroness Kolobob says, my chart was fabulous, wasn't it, Bobs? He found out a lot about me. Yeah, charts are amazing, Thank you, Kimmy. Kimmy said, Baroness works hard too. Yes, she does. Thank you. A big shout out to Baroness Kolobob for helping with our chat. She keeps it peaceful so we don't have trolls. She's our bodyguard, Infinity 1884, thank you, says, thank you, Bob, for the horoscope. I enjoyed it. Thank you, everyone. I hope you all have a nice evening. God bless you. Thank you for being here. Rose Twilight says, do you analyze minor aspects too? Not a lot. If it's something that I feel is significant, I do, but I go through the major planets mostly and the major aspects that affects, the houses, if there's some major placements. I can't go through every asteroid. A lot of psychics, astrologers read every asteroid and every little, dark moon aspect. I don't do a lot of the minor ones because it's just so much. But you'll get a pretty thorough reading anyways. Thank you so much. I hope that helps with that. Yay. Well, you guys are great. And I want to say thank you for being here. Listen, be here tomorrow, 12 o'clock noon. We're going to do a live stream event. It's 12 o'clock Eastern U.S. time, so noon on the East Coast. We're going to do live messages